Got a reading for you about somebody who has a very strong affection for you, a very strong attraction to you. This is a person who's very interested in you. And I feel like, at least for right now, what's really like forefront for them is their physical attraction. There is an eagerness, a little bit of thirstiness, but I don't know that it is like, I don't know that it is just that. I think it is this exciting feeling that you have when you're just getting to know someone and they're thinking, I really need to make sure that I put in the effort, or that I go the extra mile, make sure that, you know, I find the perfect outfit, or that I say the right things. They really want to impress you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member, as well as how to find a candle. One of the candles that I make. You smell that? Doesn't it smell great? All right, let's start with the noisy tarot. What else do we have about this person who would like to hang out with you with no clothes on? What else? Four of Swords. I think this is someone who has been relatively to themselves. This person has not been for the streets. We have the Four of Swords, Magician, and Empress in the reverse. So the Magician is the individual that I'm reading. This could be you or your person if this reading resonates for you. But this is someone who's been very particular. You know, I know what I'm looking for, and if it's not what I'm looking for, then I'm not going to spend my time investing in that, right? And with the Empress in the reverse, I do feel like this is someone who has had to walk away from a relationship that was quite manipulative, or it's like there was a lack of consideration, a lack of understanding on what emotions do and how to process them, how to communicate them. Queen of Wands in the reverse. So that's why we had somebody who basically, I feel like they just kind of took a break from dating, you know? I didn't really see the benefit. I wanted to make sure that I had a good understanding of who I am and what I want. And as a result, I took my sweet time. I didn't want to ruin what I was working on as far as my career or my profession. So this is someone who has been a bit of a hermit. Hello, how's it going from July? Indeed, it'll be a general reading for about another 30 minutes, and then we will transition over to personal questions. Hello, Unita, how you doing today? So there are some people who feel like this is someone who's been a little bit too picky, a little too selective. So if you resonate with the Magician energy, you probably had friends or family members who were trying to like hook you up with someone, and you're like, no, I'm good, thanks though. I'm looking for XYZ, and that person doesn't even have half of an X, so we're good. I think you just knew what you wanted and you weren't willing to settle, and that's okay. I hope today improves. We've got the King of Swords, Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and the King of Cups in the reverse. So I do think people view you a little bit like cold, like you can cut people off really quickly. You make up your mind and then don't change your mind very easily. But I think that's just what we call boundaries, right? People will be very mad at you if you decide to implement boundaries after they had already been able to get what they want and not have to do anything for it, right? Don't let people who are upset that they can't manipulate you convince you that you need to go back to being an old version of yourself. There's some people here who are irritable about your unwillingness to date. And some people who may have told you you're missing out on opportunities. I know that person's not perfect, but maybe you would have had fun. Maybe you would have actually like fallen in love with that person. But in your opinion, it's like, well, if that is just something that's going to be around for 6 months, isn't there another way for me to learn that lesson rather than, you know, dating someone I can tell from the beginning it's not going to work out? Because I feel like I don't need to do that. Nine of Swords, the Nine of Cups, 2 nines in a row, and Death in the reverse. And then, of course, you have the "'tis better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all" crowd, who are saying, you know, you're missing out on some valuable life experiences. You learn a lot when you go through a relationship. And, you know, maybe you're holding out for someone who's perfect, and perfect isn't really a thing. I think you're about to have all these people see or understand why you were picky or selective, because this person that you're attracted to, or this person who views you as very attractive, this is the type of person you've been waiting for. So in other words, it looks like your patience is paying off, or your willingness to not settle is paying off. This is Under the Oak. Hello, Snowberry. How are you doing? I start personal questions after the general reading, which is in about 28 minutes, but you're repeating your message, so I'm just going to ask you to please not repeat your message, otherwise I might have to put you in a little baby timeout. Feel free to enjoy the general reading until then, but I do prioritize questions that are attached to a super chat. Yeah, I totally get that from July. You want to make sure that you're not settling, right? So we have the Wheel in the reverse, 6 of Wands, and the 9 of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so I like this because there's someone who kind of like reawakens this part of you. Maybe you had just been kind of content to leave the west wing of your body alone, you know, just kind of operate on the other cylinders and forget about the physical intimacy or the emotional intimacy, the companionship that you might want in a romantic connection. You just kind of like put that over there, right? Now that we have seen some success, because things are moving forward for you in other areas of your life, now it's like the universe is saying, okay, so you cleaned up the house, you fixed the problems, why aren't you throwing a party? Why aren't you trying to get like social again? Why are you still hiding? Hello, Delinia, how are you doing? Hello, Key Controller. That's okay, Snowberry. I just ask that you not be repetitive, because then it's not as fun for the folks in the live chat. But I do take tips if you want to have a specific, you know, smaller question answered at the end. And then I do long form personal readings as well. And you can email me about the personal readings. So start at $40 USD. My email's in the description box. Hello, how's it going? Is it Tandika? How are you? Hello, Bang, what's up? Aw, hello again, Demon Slayer. I already know who you are. Hello, how's it going, veteran boy? What's up? Oh, I know. I already recognize it. I have like 3 others of those blocked. So I jumped on that one. We have the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. People see you as a little bit of an ice queen, I'm not gonna lie, or an ice king, right? That you have your heart kind of locked away. Nobody else can get to it. There are people who have wanted to pursue a relationship with you, or who wanted something romantic with you. And to ease the rejection, I think they've kind of just tried to make it seem like you don't have the capacity to love, because that's easier than accepting that they don't offer what you're looking for. Thank you, Snowberry. I do actually have a second channel linked in the description box where I read from my favorite books, a little bit of an ASMR vibe. And I specifically have not monetized that one because I don't want you to have to listen to ads if you're trying to listen to something soothing, you know? Hello, Peter. How are you doing? Hello, Drew. Welcome. That's funny. We've got the Three of Wands in the reverse and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, okay. So you've got people around you, friends or family, who have basically just gotten to the point where they assume nobody is good enough, you're not interested in anybody that is single, and you're going to be by yourself forever. They've just like kind of decided you probably won't find love, or you don't seem to like that. This is not your thing. Snowberry, it would be, for example, Emily Dickinson poems, short stories from Edgar Allan Poe. There's a Willa Cather short story, I think, that I read. It's been a while, but yeah, for my personal collection. Short stories primarily. There's the Hermit. Yep, people who think that you're just hanging out by yourself. You don't want to hang out with anybody else. And then all of a sudden, now we have this Four of Wands. There's been upgrading or changing, positive, leveling up happening for you, right? And it's making it so that you aren't as quick to reject, or it's helping you to see that there's someone who does have good intentions and wants to be, you know, a good partner to you. Two of Wands and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a little bit of hesitation here because I think you are attracted to this person, but you're not 100% certain whether or not you should invest in this. There's this question mark, right? Like, I mean, I kind of like that person, but should I? Like, I forgot how to ride a bike. Will it come back to me? That kind of thing. No, I don't think I would be able to take it seriously. Like, realistically speaking, those books have such strange euphemisms. I would be like, I would struggle. I would be laughing hysterically like an immature 13-year-old boy, like every third paragraph. It wouldn't be fun for anyone. You'd be like, Carmen, could you please just get through one page? One page. You'd be like, I don't know, maybe you want that. Hello, how's it going, Clifford? Hello, HP Tarot. Oh, look it. I have bunny ears. Kind of matches my shirt, too. Hello, Alex. Oh, they're cat ears? I thought they were bunny ears. My bad. Hello, Rhodey. What's up? Hello, Santiago. So we've got the Queen of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. I know for sure, Santiago, because I have a not safe for work tarot deck that I made myself. And I've used it on a few members only readings. Oh, which, by the way, we have a members only live stream at 6 p.m. Central today. So that would be in a little bit less than 4 hours. For those that are in the stars or the towers tiers, if you're in the chariot, you can still upgrade a course if you want to join in on that. She doesn't actually. No, I do. Look, they're right there. At least one of them. Yeah, I tried to use the not safe for work tarot deck in the members only readings, and all I would do is blush. It was pretty spicy. Maybe someday I'll use it for a general reading, but there's too many opportunities for YouTube to get mad at me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll make a rule where if you tip me $50, then I'll pull a few cards from that. I'll make it, a little bit outlandish. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, thank you, Clifford. You as well. I did create it. So the spiciness is my own fault. Hello, James. How are you doing? Here, I'll show you evidence. It's literally hiding in the back. Hold on a second. It's literally hiding in the back of my shelf. And there's a decent amount of cards, right? Which one should I show you guys? That one's kind of funny. That one shouldn't offend anyone. I do think the second thing is funny, though. All right. I'll put that back later. Hello, Ronaldo. How are you doing? So here you go, July. There are 80 tarot and oracle decks behind me. 80. How do you know that, Carmen? I counted them last week after I got 3 new ones. Because I had a sneaking suspicion that I had finally reached 100, and I had, in fact, reached 100. And I have 20 in front of me. Anyways, shall we get back to the reading, you guys? Oh, we got the Dr. Pepper emoji out. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm just drinking water. But it's in a cool red cup. Does that help? Does that make it better? Do I still get cool points? Thank you. I appreciate that, Delinia. So we have the Knight of Presents or Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles or 6 of Presents, and the Sun. Yeah, I don't know, man. This feels like someone who is slowly realizing, like, I've been just fine. I didn't need anyone. I was, kind of picturing things would be just me and, I don't know, like my dog or just me and my fish, whatever. But now I'm starting to realize that I think I actually have a little bit of a crush on this person. Or I think I could see myself happy if I were to spend some more time getting to know that person, right? I have seen them, Santiago, but I have not purchased them. Me and my fish. What's up, Ben? Hello, Ethan. How's your day going? So we've got the 4 of Presents or 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. 2 of Potions or 2 of Cups in the reverse with the 5 of Swords or 5 of Needles in the reverse. And the Ace of Potions. This is exciting. I think we have one of those like initial, like you meet each other and you're like, really? Mm-hmm. So you listen to One Direction. Or you like to wear Crocs. I can't believe you drive a Jeep. There's judgment here, okay, but I feel like it's a superficial judgment. Like, why would you go to Taco Bell when Del Taco's literally across the street? There's this judginess. And then it's like replaced with a, oh, okay. Maybe I'm actually a little bit curious. That's actually a pretty good reason to not go there. Or that's actually, okay, that's fair. So you had to meet a friend there. That's fine. You know, maybe you didn't choose the restaurant. I won't judge you on that. But we have this like stepping back from you're not so great to, oh. It kind of makes me think of the like screen grab, or I don't know if it's a meme technically, of what's his name? Is it James Franco? The dude who was in The Interview, where he's like, like, oh, really? Which is to say that it wasn't necessarily love at first sight, okay? Initially, it's more so like, what fresh is this? You know, like, what do I have to deal with now? I don't want to. You can't bake me. Thank you for the sparkles, Ethan. I appreciate it. And yes, I appreciate the liking and subscribing. And if you're able to hype, that's also very appreciated. So we got the cutest guy on the whole tarot deck right here. We got our Page of Candles, which is the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands talks about communication. Also, good luck. And I kind of feel like it's that moment where whoever I'm reading for, this magician is the person who hasn't really been in a relationship for a while, right? They're just kind of kept to themselves. This is where the magician is taking a second look at this person and realizing, you actually are kind of captivating, interesting, attractive. Okay. That's interesting. It's like you get me to take a double take. And now all of a sudden, there's something, like I want to have a conversation. I want to get to know you. I want to like understand better, right? Hello, Carla. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Mavasser. How we doing? So we have the Magician in the reverse and the King of Cups. So it's like, initially there's not enough gas, right? And then after that, there's too much gas, because initially it's like, I don't care about you. I'm never going to think about you again. You're just some random in, you know, the grocery store or whatever. You're just some random in the restaurant, whatever. And then after enough time passes for a little bit of judgment to change, then we have someone who's like, oh, actually, I think you're really attractive, and I want to say things that make you think that I'm attractive. There's that awkward, almost like desperation that people pick up on, where you're like, you were just mean to me like 10 seconds ago, and now you're complimenting my shoes. I'm sorry, the whiplash has got me a little bit dizzy. Like, what's going on here? Hello, Sean. How are you doing? Yep, that makes sense. So we have the Hanged Man in the reverse. The Nine of Needles or Nine of Swords in the reverse, which is, I think, somebody realizing I can't like automatically reject everyone. I'm going to at some point run into a person that I actually like, and they realize, oh, I think I think this is the person that I want to be with. So the Magician is acknowledging that there are some sweet feelings, some sweet emotions. Like, maybe I want to get to know you better, actually. Maybe I need to get to know you a little bit better. Thank you for the clapping seal, Alex. Hello, Balin. How are you doing? Hello, April. What's up? Thank you, Unida. What does the rest of 2026 have for me? I've added that for you, and let's get a few from the situations deck, shall we? What else? See, it's time for love, okay? Now, maybe you've been dealing with a bunch of BS. Maybe you've been feeling like people just want to use you. They don't really want the real stuff. They just want to have some sort of entertainment. But this is someone who's actually quite focused on you. Someone who does have the emotional side of things as well. Someone who wants to have a commitment. Yeah, I think you're dealing with someone who's very grounded. They know who they are. They know what they want. They don't get caught up in random BS. And once you assess their energy, I feel like that's where the double take happens. Initially, you might be like, oh, okay, congratulations, you're attractive, but probably, you know, like everybody else. And then they say something or they do something. You see a demonstration of integrity or some value that they have. Maybe it's even some kindness that they show a family member. But you see that they're a real person, and then you're like, oh. So you actually like care about things. You actually have like a passion, or you have worked on yourself, or you've gone through things. Okay, well, since I know that means you've probably worked through the toxic energies in your life, now I'm interested. Now I'm like, you know, you got my attention. I'm not going to be distracted. Like, tell me all about you. So we have someone who has dealt with a bit of a battle. We have the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming through. This is someone who has had the end of a relationship challenge them and their understanding of who they are. They do have an appreciation for having both that feminine and masculine, divine feminine and divine masculine energy within them. And I do feel like this is somebody who has had time to rearrange or like reorganize their life after this breakup or this change that I think kind of reset everything for them. But when they get to know you, when you enter this person's life, I don't think they're going to be very shy about their interest in you. I think they're going to be pretty clear or pretty communicative about what their interest is. Lemon soup. Hello, how's it going, Lemonade? I hope you're having a good day. We have the 10 of Cups and the King of Swords. King of Swords came out at the very beginning as well. Remember, the Magician does not need to be a man. The King of Swords does not need to be a man. But this is someone who is saying, okay, I've seen the type of energy that I'm looking for in a romantic partner in this person, and that might be enough for me to finally come out of my shell, let down the wall, or, you know, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Because it feels to me like this is somebody that I really do want to get to know. It feels like this is someone I'm supposed to get to know. Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, Tori. But since you're done with my channel, I think we're probably done with you too, okay? Do you get it? It's a pun on your name. Oh, thank you, Carla. Love advice for the week and warnings. I've got that written down for you. Right? Hello, daughter of Saturn. What's up? We've got the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Swords in the reverse with the Ace of Wands. So I'm proud of this magician. They're saying, I walked away from the difficult things. I set myself back up. I had to, focus on things for a while. I had to change some things. But I'm getting to the point now where I've got the ability and the time and the energy to invest in something real. And this is somebody that is real. Yeah, I think this is someone who's saying, okay, I know what I want. I want a relationship and I want it with someone like you. So now that you've just kind of strolled into my life, what do you say you let me romance you? So this is going to be a little bit confusing for the people around the magician who had gotten pretty accustomed to them being a bit of a hermit or on their own. They feel like all of the sudden things are changing for the person that they saw as very much so a lone wolf. But what has changed is their life is in a better spot and they met somebody who has been working on themselves as well. They're fighting over you, Kaylin? Or Callan? That sounds a little bit unnerving. I hope you got some protective energy around you. So we've got the 5 of Swords, the King of Wands, and Temperance. So there's some gossip, some, assumptions being made that the magician is going to ruin this opportunity in love because they're so used to being on their own. Because they are maybe not well-versed in love. But let's just see. I have a feeling they're wrong. I have a feeling that this magician, they might have, a little slip up and they need to rearrange it, change it somehow, but I think they're going to be able to figure it out. So we have someone who's ready to share some good news. It's like I'm excited to share this good news with this crush that I have. Even though for a while I've been kind of, hiding from people. There's been it's like I focused on healing what I needed to do for myself so that I could actually be in a relationship. But there's somebody from the past here too. We could have some jealous third parties looking on, not wanting to see this magician move forward with their life. Thank you, Unida. Let me just add that to your current one. Insight to uplift and help me regulate my emotions. I got that added for you. What else do we have? Soulmates. I'm ready to be in a serious relationship. I feel like this is something that could be a deep connection. And we have both individuals are comfortable with emotions. There is a little bit of a risk here that there's going to be a distraction or something that could take away time or energy from this relationship. But I think we work through it. It looks to me like there's communication and, like, okay, I guess we need to do that differently. Now that I know that we can, move a little bit differently. I think this is something that could even end up with a marriage or having children. There's a fear that this relationship is too good to be true. Someone has a fear of abandonment, but I do think that it's okay to have that fear. You want to be working on it, I suppose, but you're dealing with somebody who feels like you're the only one for them. So just make sure that that fear isn't going to ruin getting what you've wanted, right? Sometimes insecurity and jealousy ruins exactly what you want to have to begin with. So we have thinking, craving, desiring. Yeah, they're definitely into you. The problem is, are you going to be able to navigate that passion and the way that you feel for each other without it getting to be too much for one person? All right, we're going to move over to the personal questions. Thank you. We've got Unida up first and then Carla. So for Unida, what can Unida look forward to for the rest of 2026? We have the Hanged Man, Five of Swords in the reverse, Queen of Cups, Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So there's someone who feels that you are the one that got away, or you are someone that's very important to them and they feel like they need to make things up to you. They need to improve upon things with you. They don't really know how. They're indecisive on what to say or how to approach you. They don't know if they can actually heal what has been broken. Three of Swords in the reverse, Three of Cups in the reverse. This is somebody that you would consider to have betrayed you. So they have plans of some sort. It could be as simple as, I bought, some flowers and a card and I want to give it to you. But there's a plan brewing in this person's mind. How can I make things up to you? How can I have this conversation? How can I get another chance with you? And I think there's a little bit of negativity here. Like, I just kind of expect you to not want to talk to me, to not want to be interested in what I have to say. But they want to make it up to you. In terms of career, we have someone who helps you to see things in a different perspective so that you are able to be more capable of making decisions on your own. It's like, I no longer have to look at the reference guide anymore because it's like all up here. So you become fluent in something, or something is changing for the better. Ooh, let me get that other one though. And what about insight to uplift and help Unida regulate emotions? Page of Rings or Page of Pentacles. That's you regulating the emotions, right? So I do feel like this is saying there's something you do working with your hands. And the way that I see it, because I love cats, is how cats will knead, right? There's something that you do with your hands that is very helpful for you in terms of processing emotions. It could be knitting, it could be baking, it could be painting, it could be making jewelry. But this is critical. It's a creative outlet for you, but it also gives you that time where you're doing something, but you can be thinking or processing. So make sure that you have this as, you know, somewhat of a priority for yourself to have that time. Because I do feel like you notice when you don't have that time. You're shorter with people in terms of how you communicate, or your patience is shorter, right? Knight of Cups in the reverse, Queen of Wands in the reverse. I also feel like with regards to regulating emotions, there's something here that you might want to just like find an opportunity to like scream at the sky. Find an opportunity to say, I release this, or I forgive this person. I feel like in general, you're pretty good at that. It really feels to me like mostly what is happening is there's emotions that get caught up and cause like knots or aches and pains for you because you're not processing them. So it could even be, you know, like, have you gotten a massage recently? Are you able to get a massage to work out some of that? Because I think some of it is sitting in your back. Hello, Josh. How are you doing? Hello, Tom. Hello, Balin. Hello, Lorena. You're welcome, Unida. Oh, I love seeing when people are super sweet to others in the live chat like that. All right, let's see what we've got for Carla. This is the Marseille Cat Tarot. Are you talking about the first person? Yeah, I feel that. Let me do Carla's reading real quick. So what do we have for Carla as far as love advice and or warnings? Two of Wands, Four of Cups, Queen of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. Rejection is protection. There is somebody here who is not a very kind person, but they're attractive. So just don't be upset when somebody is a little bit rude. It's for your best interest that you're not in their sphere at all. And there is also a warning here about a King of Cups. This person could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I do feel like they're kind of stern. I want to say like laugh at my own jokes, but I don't laugh at other people's jokes. This is somebody who, it's like they have a bad day, so they want to take it out on someone else. This is someone who's looking for physical intimacy, but it's not the kind that would be rewarding. Sorry. Just watch out for this King of Cups, because I feel like they're capable of saying whatever they feel like they need to say, but really what they want is just to get laid. And I don't even feel like they're very good at it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Five of Cups and the King of Swords. And additionally, if you get distracted by this King of Cups who just seems to basically want to feel better about themselves through some external validation, you miss out on this King of Swords, somebody who I think you would rather be spending your time with. King of Swords could be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, but this would be someone who's a little bit more reserved and someone who very much so values integrity and honesty. Hello, Kitten. How are you doing? Hello, Charles. Well, I'm glad. That means you know how to walk away from it. All right. Let's see. I think we're going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you are able to. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.